Here's something to think about. Most of the AI agents that you're hearing about today, they aren't really agents at all. They're just copilots. And I really believe that distinction is probably the most important one for businesses to understand right now. This is Neptune Talks, where we share short insights on SAP execution and innovation. Today, we're going to get into what that really means. We'll break down the difference between an AI copilot and a true AI agent, especially when we're talking about complex enterprise systems like SAP.
Okay, that's a bold statement to start with, because you hear those words agent and copilot, and they really are used almost interchangeably. So, what's the real difference in your view?
I think it all comes down to who is actually doing the work. A copilot assists you. It helps you find information. It might suggest the next step in a process. But you, the human, are still the one driving. You're in the loop.
Right. So it's a guide, a really, really smart assistant, but I'm still the one clicking the buttons and making the final call.
Exactly. Now, an agent, that's a different game entirely. You give an agent a goal, and it has the autonomy to orchestrate the whole process to achieve it. This is where the user shifts from being in the loop to being on the loop.
On the loop. I like that phrasing. So I'm basically a manager and overseer. I'm there to handle exceptions, but the agent is the one performing the actual end-to-end task.
You've got it. It's about executing those common, repeatable processes that honestly take up so much of our day in the enterprise.
That makes conceptual sense, but I think it would help to make it more concrete. Like, can we walk through what this looks like for an actual person on the job?
Yeah, perfect example. Let's take a maintenance planner. Think about their day. The before picture is totally reactive.
Right, an email comes in about a problem.
Exactly. An email from a technician about a broken part. So what happens now? The planner has to stop what they're doing, log into SAP, look up the equipment history, then they have to check the parts inventory.
And if the part isn't there, I assume they have to kick off a whole procurement process, right? Creating a purchase requisition.
Totally. Finding a vendor, maybe getting quotes, then once it's ordered, creating the maintenance order, scheduling the technician. It's this constant swivel chair motion between different screens and systems. It's all manual.
Okay, so that's the before. A lot of busy work. So what's the after with a true agent?
Same initial trigger. The email comes in, but this time the agent reads it. It understands the context, identifies the equipment from the text, and then it just goes.
Goes and does what exactly?
It connects to SAP, does the history check, checks inventory, sees the part is missing, and autonomously creates the purchase requisition. It can even route it for approval.
And the planner's just watching this happen? What's their role?
They're notified when it's done, or, and this is the key part, they're notified if there's an exception. Maybe the part is obsolete. The agent flags that for the human to solve. The planner's job just shifted from data entry to strategic exception handling.
Okay, the efficiency gain is obvious. It's huge, but I have to be honest, a part of that makes me a little nervous. We're talking about letting an AI create purchase orders in our live SAP system. What if it gets it wrong? That seems like a pretty big risk, giving up that much control.
No, that's a completely fair point. And honestly, it's the most important one. You can't just unleash a powerful AI model into your enterprise systems and hope for the best. That would be, frankly, insane.
Right.
The thing is, these agents can exist in a vacuum. A large language model, it's just a brain. A brain needs a body to actually do anything. And that body, that home for the agent, is a platform.
A platform? What do you mean by that specifically?
The layer that sits around the AI and provides all the critical services. First, secure connectivity. The agent doesn't get a master key to SAP. It has to operate with specific, defined permissions, perhaps even inheriting the user's authorizations.
Okay, so the security is baked in from the ground up. That's a big piece of it.
And then there's governance. The platform is where you set the rules of engagement. You define the processes. You set the thresholds, like any PR over $500 needs a human to approve it. And critically, you have a full audit trail. You can see everything the agent did.
So the platform is the guardrails. It's what makes it safe for the enterprise.
Exactly. It's what turns a cool tech demo into a reliable, governed, and valuable business tool. Without that home, you've just got a smart chatbot. With it, you actually change how work gets done.
This brings up the human side of the equation. We've talked about the maintenance planner shifting roles. How do you prepare an entire workforce for this kind of change? It feels like a massive cultural shift.
That's a fantastic point, and it's where the strategy really lies. It's not about replacing people, it's about elevating their work. The goal is to free up your most valuable resource, your employees' brain power from repetitive tasks, to focus on things that require uniquely human skills: critical thinking, complex negotiation, building relationships, and long-term strategy.
So, in practical terms, what does that look like? If an agent is handling the procurement cycle for standard parts, what is the procurement specialist now doing with their time that creates more value?
Instead of processing purchase orders, they're analyzing spending patterns to identify cost-saving opportunities. They're negotiating better terms with strategic suppliers. They're proactively identifying and mitigating supply chain risks before they become a problem. They move from being reactive administrators to proactive value drivers for the business. The same applies across all functions: finance, HR, logistics.
The key takeaway is while copilots are assistants that help you do your work, true AI agents are autonomous workers that do the work for you. But to make this a reality in the enterprise, these agents absolutely require a home, a robust platform that provides the essential security, governance, and connectivity to turn raw AI capability into a trusted operational asset.
Thanks for that, and thank you to the listeners for tuning in to this episode of Neptune Talks. If you want more short insights like this on SAP, follow Neptune Talks. And if you want to explore more, you can visit neptune-software.com.